Liz, who's calling in?
Hmm?
Who's calling in?
Not Will Wheaton.
Yeah,
Will
somebody
Wheaton.
better than Will Wheaton.
Yeah,
Peter Sagal from NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me is calling in.
I've never heard of this person, but I'm positive he's better than Will Wheaton.
You know, you're missing out growing up without an NPR.
It's this amazing thing we have in the
We
States.
in Canada don't know what
Peter's
that
calling
means.
us right now.
Yay!
Did you know that NPR doesn't have pictures?
Well,
Oh, wow,
Hey!
that was quick.
yeah,
Just saying.
sorry.
Like,
Hey, can you see us?
I cannot see you.
Okay, well we can see you.
That's exciting.
This is Liz. That's
Hello,
Peter.
Liz.
Hey.
There you are. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, guys. Why are you all in a closet?
The costume shop.
why are you out of the closet?
Oh. Actually, it sounds like you're calling us from some sort of underground bunker. Are you?
I'm not. I'm actually. We have one of these office plans. You know, these open office plans where there's no privacy. So I'm in a kind of a conference room. If this is not good sound quality, I can call you on the phone.
No, you sound
good.
great. Not a problem. Just to quickly explain the costumes, when we aren't doing this, we're a sketch comedy troupe.
The feed is down, you guys.
Uh-oh, wait.
Hold.
Hold.
You're lagging all our feeds.
No. So we also have an online streaming feed that apparently is just crashed.
The power of
because-
NPR is
No,
taking
that-
down our screen.
Well, we have
You
internet.
don't want to talk to me. You want to show yourself. You want to show yourself talking to me.
Yeah,
People are saying
exactly.
that
The feed is
I,
fine.
just,
No,
I
it's
saw
fine.
it in the
Feed's
chat
fine.
and someone just texted me
Oh,
and said the feed is down.
A lot of people did say it. No, it's fine. We're gonna keep going then.
All right.
I don't know if you can notice. There's a whiteboard behind me, and someone wrote the words "Tickle Me Totenberg" on it. I have no idea what.
Excellent. Well,
Make up
who
a
doesn't
reason.
meme?
Yep.
So we have some questions for you if you are willing to answer
Sure,
questions.
absolutely.
All right, perfect.
Is the world watching? Is this what we're doing?
The world is watching, so.
All right.
Well, the internet is
the
watching.
The internet.
I won't pepper spray you then.
Yay!
Yes. Yay, thank you. Yeah, I hear it's just a food product, though. Essentially.
It's a vegetable.
It's just like it's just a.
seasoning them.
Yeah, it's just don't even worry about it.
I like that.
All right.
Kick it up notches, Emerald would have.
Perfect. So, do we start them off with the number 3 there?
No,
Do we
let's
slowly lead into that
the
one?
hard questions.
All right. Somebody would like to ask, who would you most like to talk to on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, and how can they help?
How can they help?
Yes.
How can they help me? Geez, that's a good question, and I get this question a lot. I should have a better answer for it. I used to say that I could talk to any celebrity with like no sense of like, you know, shame or embarrassment or nervousness, except for Elvis Costello, who's kind of like a god to me. And then Elvis Costello was in the show, and so now I can't say that anymore. And I was a total dork. I completely geeked out. Like, oh, Mr. Costello, you're so great. I just want you to know. And then I used to say, well, it'd be great to have like Bill Clinton on the show because we made fun of him for so long, and then Bill Clinton was on the show. And that was kind of interesting because I never expected that when I spoke to Bill Clinton, the problem would be that he would not shut up. But that turned out to be the problem. And so there's really no, I guess by the same logic, I should have George W. Bush on the show. So I'm going to say George W. Bush. It'd be great to have him on the show, get to know him as a person, you know.
All right.
It's bound to be funny.
You're breaking
The person who wrote that
Liz.
question knows the former president, George W. Bush. Please tell him I'm looking for him.
That's how they
Okay.
can help.
I'm sure at least one person on the chat knows who that is.
Absolutely.
Perfect. For the sake of comedy, which presidential term was your favorite to cover?
Oh, we had, well, I mean, that's actually, we've had 3 presidents in Wait Wait's history. We went on there in '98. And although we only had Clinton for a brief period of time, the Monica Lewinsky scandal broke a week after we went on the air. And we just fed on it. You know how sometimes these wasps lay their eggs in the paralyzed carcasses of larger insects? So the baby wasps can eat that paralyzed insect and grow to maturity. That's what the Lewinsky scandal was for us. We devoured it as infants, and it allowed us to grow to adulthood. So I can't say anything bad about that. However, George W. Bush, as everybody knows, was just a godsend to we political comedy people. We couldn't have asked for anything more. I don't know if he was good for the country, but he was great for us. President Obama has been problematic. Not that he is without flaws, but he is apparently without any human flaws. So it's hard to make fun of him.
Also, fetuses eating their way out of carcasses is just naturally humorous.
Yes.
Yeah.
As just demonstrated, right?
Well, I'm not sure if you asked, but I mean, another problem with Obama is he makes jokes about himself before we can, which is very frustrating. I mean, he made a joke once. He says, "People say I was born in a manger. I wasn't born in a manger. I was sent here from the planet Krypton by my father." And I was like, "Son of a gun." That's a good joke.
I wish I had thought of that one. Awesome.
What are you gonna do?
All right, somebody would like to know, when you're researching all the info for the show, which segment's info consistently surprises you the most or teaches you the most new things?
That's an interesting question. I actually have, for some reason, lost in the fossilized mists of time at Wait Wait. It's my personal responsibility to write the Not My Job quiz, which is the 3 trivia questions we ask the celebrity. I don't know why it's always my job, but I do it. And you can get really lost, and you can lose sight of the the attempt to be funny as you get lost in like really obscure trivia. Like I was like, "Did you know the invention of the cell phone was a fascinating story?" And I was shouting, "Did you know, by the way, that the cell phone was invented? They were working on 2 different teams." And I mean, honest to God, it can get. I'm a trivia geek, and I'm easily distracted from my task, so I can spend a whole day learning about the history of breakfast cereal and have nothing to show for it.
We can give you something to show for that, because actually, let's just
Yeah, we'll
transition
lead into-
directly into that.
That's perfect. One of the ongoing
Did
challenges.
you know that? Am I still here? You still hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you know I did it Not My Job once on video games, and I discovered some interesting things about Nintendo. Did you know, for example, that Mario, as in Super Mario, was named for the developer's landlord?
Really?
I actually kind of knew
He-
that.
I can
I
verify
didn't know
that.
that.
Did you?
Nice.
Is that a
Okay.
good interesting fact?
I think so.
Did he just answer the question before I asked it?
I think
No.
he
Or do
might
we
have.
want to give him another chance? here?
He's got another chance.
All right, so one of the ongoing challenges we have here throughout this marathon is to get interesting facts from our call-ins.
Okay.
So it can be about anything you want. It can be about yourself. It can be about something that you've anything you want in the whole
All right.
world.
Well, I'm not sure if you, but I can repeat the interesting fact that I know you're video game guys. That was researching Not My Job game, and I found out that the character of Mario was named for the developer's landlord. In Nintendo USA, when he showed up looking for back rent at their warehouse in Seattle, back around 1981. True fact.
All right.
You showed up.
There you go. That was cool.
That is great.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry. I'll ask another question and then we'll get back to this. Did you have something?
I see it's already posted as a question
Which?
with the Bill Clinton interview stuff.
Right here.
Yeah.
Tell everyone the story of how you discovered on live radio President Bill Clinton was a closet brony.
Well, this is what happened. There's actually a slightly longer story to it. We had done this. It was like a 3-week-long engagement with the brony community on Wait Wait Don't Tell Me, which was a painful period in our lives. We did a story making fun of bronies. I forget. I think it was even our bluff story. You know, one of these stories is true.
We should warn you that there are a lot of bronies present and watching right now.
Really?
Just-
So I don't need to tell you that you're all losers.
I knew you were better than Will Wheaton.
What happened was, it turns out this guy I knew who'd been an intern in the show was, in fact, an out and proud brony. And we had him call in as a guest to defend the brony community. And the conversation went like this. It was like, "Where are you now, Ted?" "I'm at home." "Where's home?" Long pause. "My parents' basement, but I'm moving out soon." And that was, we didn't do much with the brony community. So anyway, the next week, Bill Clinton was our guest. And you know the conceit of the game is you were asking people about things they don't know anything about. And Bill Clinton, as we all know, knows everything. He's got a brain the size of a planet, Rhodes Scholar, he won't shut up, just knows everything. We literally couldn't think of anything that he didn't know anything about until somebody suggested, "I bet he doesn't know anything about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic." Because let's say this about Bill Clinton, not a brony. For example, we know he's had sex.
Oh my God.
Double kill.
There are straightforward questions. If it's online, you can get it. There are straightforward questions about plot points in the episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. and he got them all right. So I don't know what that says about Bill Clinton. He was not speaking, I think, from experience. He was speaking from his insightful, powers of ratiocination.
Mega mind.
He's so good at predicting things that he was just, it was a logical guess.
It was a lot. He was able to anticipate that they celebrated the defeat of their villain by throwing a big party. I think that was one of the questions. We did get a nice box with all this Brony coverage. We got a nice box from the producers of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic swag, which I think we all distributed to our children. So that was nice.
Woo!
Awesome. Somebody is asking, if you and Carl Castle switch roles for one episode, which segment would you most look forward to doing?
Well, I actually, that's a good question. No one's ever asked me. These are good questions. You have smart people. I kind of enjoy the imitations that Carl does. So I would like to do Who's Carl. I'd like to do Who's Peter this time. My kids think I do a really good British accents when I read them Harry Potter, so I'd like to show that to the nation.
You can start now.
Yeah.
So,
The internet's watching.
the internet is watching. Now I'm nervous. I do my characters like I was fantastically bad. So now I'm shy. By the way, in my version, Draco Malfoy, a complete flamer, just so you know. It kind of makes sense. I'm just saying. And he's closeted, right? He has this dominating, cruel father. You know he wouldn't be out. Anyway, I'm sorry. Moving on.
So a couple people asking about Not My Job, which
Yes.
admittedly, I don't think anybody in this room except for Liz knows about.
That is not true.
Who else knows?
I am surrounded by Canadians.
Well, we are
Well,
Canadians.
yeah, you're all Canada. You don't have my show. You just had to take. You had to take Liz's word that I was an interesting person to talk to, didn't you?
But to be honest,
You were like-
your burn on the Bronies made you the best guest of the week so far. So
Yay!
There are a couple people in the room who are familiar with NPR.
Let me explain for you neighbors to our north. Not My Job is the name of our celebrity interview segment. And it's a celebrity interview by any other name, except part of the gimmick is that we do indeed ask all our celebrities, and we've included President Clinton, President Obama when he was a senator, John McCain. We asked them 3 questions about something we presume they know nothing about. And so, for example, when Salman Rushdie was on the show, we asked him about Pez dispensers. I mean, that's just sort of how we roll. So what was the question about Not My Job?
well, there was one is, what was your favorite Not My Job guest and question set?
Oh, that's a good question. I have a particular enthusiasm. We've had a lot of wonderful guests, I should say. And I don't want to pick one out of all of them as my favorite, but the people I feel warmest about are the people who I loved when I was a kid, because as Liz knows, because we travel in these circles, I'm a big geek. So I grew up on Star Trek and I grew up on Star Wars and all that stuff. And so we've had Leonard Nimoy on the show, which was really fun. He was there in person. It was just a huge thrill. We had Carrie Fisher on the show. You can imagine how excited I was, particularly because she was not there in person, so I could imagine her in the Slave Girl Leia outfit. I think if I had seen her, it would have ruined that. We've had Dick Van Dyke on the show. He's probably one of our favorites ever. He was incredibly charming and was exactly as wonderful as you always assumed Dick Van Dyke would be. Actually, one of our favorites was the singer Nico Case. I don't know if you know her. Hilariously funny. And in fact, one of the great pleasures of my gig is revealing or finding out that people are funny who you didn't know were funny. And that's been great fun too.
Awesome.
We are receiving information that you had the Fonz on your show.
We did. He was really fun too. Another show I did here, Henry Winkler was on the show. And we asked him about Ponzi schemes instead of Fonzie schemes, get it? And he's an incredibly nice man. So nice. I got to meet him a little later. He was just the sweetest person. Yeah, I mean, it's great. My job is when you're a kid and you're watching TV in your bedroom in New Jersey like I did, and you're like, oh, wouldn't it be great to meet Fonzie or meet Spock or Dick Van or, Caractacus Potts from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It took me 30 or 40 years, but I'm living the dream, man.
Awesome. All right, so we've been warming you up for this question. It's something that's been asked to almost every guest. What are your opinions on erotic Star Trek fan fiction?
Oh.
Oh, God!
And there it is.
You mean like, are we talking about, I've never quite understood because I steer away from this stuff. Is erotic fan fiction different than slash fan fiction? Or are they synonyms?
Slash falls into.
Yeah.
I think they sort of
Is
fall
the
into the same
category
categories.
No, but they're different.
Yeah.
You don't
but-
you don't have to.
It's all written porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boil it
Yeah, I
down.
guess so. I guess I am not for this because I am an original series guy, and I started watching it when I was Lord knows what 7. It was very pre-adolescent, and so for me, for a long time, sex consisted only of Captain Kirk grabbing an alien woman, usually with green skin, kind of grabbing her shoulders and mashing his face into hers, what looked to be a painful way. And it seemed like something I would never want to do and thus would never really have to worry about. And I liked it that way. And I don't ever want to live in a world in which it's ever more complicated. I'm a big believer. I was just talking about this in regard to the Indiana Jones movies. I reject the second, third, and fourth Indiana Jones movies from the canon. So in my world, Indy is still going off for a drink with Marion. You know, a drink. Like I don't watch any Alien movie after Alien, so Newt is fine and doing great back on Earth. Similarly, in my world, nobody in the Enterprise ever had sex.
Good answer.
And they were better for it. They made military discipline.
If you can remember a specific example, what is the most ridiculous fake headline or fake news story that has been selected over the true story?
Oh my gosh, I really should prepare for these. I have a terrible memory for the stuff we do on our show, so I honestly can't remember. I don't remember what we did last week, but I'm sure there's a good one, and I'm sure it was Adam Felber who came up with it.
All right.
That's a good answer.
Sorry to disappoint.
No, that's okay. Video games. What's the first video game you remember playing with great relish, and what's the last video game you've played?
I can actually answer both those questions. I'm probably older than any of you in that room. I remember the first time I saw a Pong arcade game. It was around 1973, 1974 when they came out. It was in a resort in the Catskills. My family, we were like the last generation to take vacations in these Jewish Catskill resorts. We were at Kutcher's or one of the others. And I remember just pumping quarters into that son of a bitch and just being so thrilled. And playing Pong, and later I got the home Pong console, which I got really good at. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys have ever played Pong, but you used to think that if you could zip the paddle really hard by the ball, whatever it was, you could actually put spin on it. It was just one of the many delusions I lived in, that and what sex was like. The last video game I played was Portal 2, which I didn't finish, by the way, but I've been playing it with my kids because we're huge Portal fans in the Sagal household.
You should finish it. There's an awesome song at the end.
I know. I kind of blew it because I saw Joko in concert and he sang it, so he ruined the suspense for me.
So you know how it ends.
I know.
All right, we have an in-house question.
Sure.
Hi there. Since you know the history of Mario's name, do you know the history of Kirby's name from Nintendo?
Kirby. I don't even know who Kirby is. Right.
Little
Kirby's another video game character?
pink fluff ball.
The little pink guy who sucks up other enemies and whatnot and absorbs their power.
Oh no, I have no idea who he is, nor do I know what the history is. I'm assuming is it related to Jack Kirby?
Not some, I
No.
think.
Do you know the history of the Kirby name?
I'm not sure who's named Kirby, whatever, but Kirby is the apparent last name of the lawyer who got Nintendo out of a lawsuit with King Kong for Donkey Kong.
There you go. So he's immortalized.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's like, yeah, you've been immortalized as a gluttonous pink blob.
Yeah,
He's a
thanks
lawyer.
for saving our
Sucks things
you
up.
eternally suck.
I can
Yeah.
take it.
Awesome. Does Tom Bodette tend to always leave lights on?
He does constantly. I'm constantly following him around the studio. He's like, and sometimes I'll be turning off the light, and he'll run up and he'll grab my hand and he'll say, "But what if someone's coming?" He'll say, "What will they think if they get here and we don't have a light on for them?"
That's fair. I think I.
Oh, he's a nice man.
Is there? Somebody is asking potatoes or limes. I don't know if that has any relevance to anything that you've done.
Potatoes or limes?
Yeah.
I prefer. I actually.
I agree with everything he's saying.
Your feed's breaking up, so we can't hear you.
And
So, did I lose you?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
wait.
It's okay. I actually need to get going.
Oh, okay, sorry,
Okay.
yeah.
My colleagues need me to go do something amusing for them.
That's perfect. We'll leave on potatoes or limes then. That's great. Thank you so much,
Thank
Peter.
you.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck with your work.
And thank you for hating brownies.
Yay!
Okay, that was awesome.